entrance shuffle, those things, those are off for now, so it's going to be a fairly vanilla-ish looking speedrun for this battle. So yeah, we will see what they're doing, and immediately they wander off, and we find Nuke at level 1. This seed is much too free.
Yeah. They also have Cure 4, I saw, but unfortunately I think that's the Harms location, so they can't pick it up. Heal 2, though, is not that bad as a secondary.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Heal 2 will be good. Honestly, this is one of the few times, though, where you find it right here. It's so good right at this moment. I would contemplate actually re-rolling for a White Mage. I hate doing that. I hate re-rolling when I'm this close, but you're like 38 seconds in as per Dangwoo's stream. Yeah, no, I think a White Mage might actually be on the table for that Cure 4, just so you have a ton of charges of it. Heck, honestly, 2 of them. You got Nuke. Nuke's gonna take care of a bunch of stuff. Black Belt, Red Mage, 2 White Mage. I might be tempted by that.
Well, there's also the temptation of having 3 people with Nuke.
I mean, I can't complain about that, and I understand where they're coming from. And I think, I mean, both them not worrying about it, that's a fair call to make. I think whatever you do, whether you play 2 red and a black, red, white, black, red and 2 whites, I think you can justify why you're doing it for yourself and feel like it's good, you know?
Okay, they're making a play to the Tower of Fiends to start things off. Also, we should note that we have the early bridge, the early canal, and the early ship, as well as open progression, so they can get around quite nicely on this as well.
Oh yeah, with those nukes right there, they've got the whole inner sea as their oyster right there. It's gonna feel fairly free for them at the start. And the key, that allows them to already start doing all kinds of
And
checks.
the floater!
The floater! Ah! Oh, wow! Wow.
Correct me if I'm wrong, they can just go get that right now, can't they? With the open canal?
I am going to double check that right now, because it depends on which version of open progression we have.
It's the normal version.
Then no, they cannot.
They need
only
canoe.
with extended open progression. Oh, and the loot? Are you kidding me? And that's the loose, too. That's their one loose that's in this seed. So everything at this point, they can just speed run this. That is crazy.
Is that the loose? I thought that was the dynamite chest.
Was it the dynamite chest? Maybe
Yeah.
I thought it was the middle chest, but you might be right. That might have been the side chest. And if Canaria Locked is on, then you are right. That is not the loose, and I'm apparently talking incorrect.
Canary Locked is on, so that
yes, that was the key item. You are correct. I am wrong. I will accept it.
Over in Elfland, we're gonna see what level 3 black magic is. They got Warp available.
That is pretty. That's really nice to have this early, honestly. Warp, Crack, those are both very worthwhile.
Even some ice in case they run out of nukes.
Yeah, but Ice 1 is barely a spell at all.
Oh, it's Ice 3.
Oh, was it Ice 3? I saw Ice and I didn't see the 3, but then I'm dyslexic, so that happens. Yeah, I mean, this is already shaping up quite nicely. The second they get that canoe, they are going to be free.
Oh no,
and
it is
clear.
Oh, never mind. It is normal ice. I mistook that. I saw ice as level 3, and that's what it confused me.
Yeah, I mean,
there.
Ice level 3. That is true. I'm not arguing that point. Well, we got White.
Heal 3. There we go.
Heal 3 in a learnable spot. That makes your red mages a lot better. At this point, I don't begrudge them not going back for that Cure 4.
Yeah. Cure 3 also being a level 3, so they'll have plenty of charge of that. Life in the 4th slot, I think that's wizard only? I'm not sure. For red mage.
I'm really bad at remembering what's available to the red mages past level 3. Honestly. Really, for me, I just try and buy it, and if I can't have it, I just feel sad, and then I move on with my life.
Meanwhile,
because most of the time I don't bother going back to buy spells even after I class change. I need to go fast.
Meanwhile, pirates are defeated, and they have the cube.
Spellzap saying in chat that the life spell you're talking about is red wizard learnable, so that might be on the queue for them if that's what they want.
Yeah, but we gotta find that tail. There's pro rings being sold here in
Cheap.
Provoca?
Cheap pro rings. That is very nice.
I have been away from this too long. I forget the town names. I think that is Provoca, though.
Provoca. That was Provoca. And the one to the south is, of course, Elfland. So it's a good start to this race so far. Plenty of freedom. They got their exiting spells that they, at least one of them they need. They got an awesome sweeper. Got Invis too for when they want some defense. They've got basically almost all the access they need to get up in the air. This is amazingly
Bane and Rub. Good
Yep.
couple of good instant kills on level 2.
That Bane is going to come in very handy. So Caleb's woke going out and just destroying those Sahags with free and abandon as if they were actually a nasty group as opposed to Sahags, and because Sahags are nothing. But that nuke takes them out like it's nothing.
There is a question that someone is asking about if the ribbons are scarce. They might be, but thankfully we have at least one ribbon incentivized in our pool, along with the Masamune and an Opal bracelet.
There should be 3 ribbons in the pool at this point, because we don't have randomized treasures on, so you'd have to dig for them. One of which, as you said, is incentivized. The other 2 are going to be floating out there, but if they want to do the digging, they'll get all 3. Caleb now heading for his cube from Biquet, the pirate. I think it's French. It's Biquet, like biscuit or, you know, something like that. Bisque. Bisque the pirate. Delicious crab bisque. Pirates who traditionally have only about 3 points of health getting absolutely destroyed by the nuke. That is hysterical.
Yeah, the real issue of the pirates is their speed, but the randomizer that's may or may not be negated right by AoE magic.
No, yeah, that's not going to work out so well for those. And since Unsafe Pirates is off, Unsafe Pirates is off, we really didn't have to worry about anything from those pirates.
Yeah.
So yes, this is the first week of our Platypus Invitational practices. You will find the actual race of this next week, Monday at 9:30. We give them a week to try out these flags, to check out how everything's going to be going, get some good practice in, and then we are going to be doing Mario Kart scoring for these races among a variety of the racers you're seeing here and over in SRL. We've got 12 racers that will be participating in our Platypus Invitational, and yes, when I mean Mario Kart scoring, that means first place on a race is 15 points, second is 12, third is 9, and on down until last place gets 1. And then we're going to be doing a cumulative score across all 4 races, and the person with the best score at the end wins it.
Oh no, those imps are bad.
Those are not fun imps. No, those are very bad imps.
And Caleb's about to see that they have Ink and they have Scorch as well.
Yeah, for a party of this level, that's not so fun. But that does raise the key point of you should always make sure you have some soft potions on you, because otherwise, you're in for a world of hurt with that.
Meanwhile, heading into Marsh Cave, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't see if he went to the top first because I was paying attention to Caleb's run over there, but nope, if he's checking the middle chest, then he hasn't yet because he's trying to see what might be up at the top in some of those linked chests there. So we are going to find out now what is down here on the bottom of Marsh. A Cure 3 shirt. Well, that's a nice little pickup right there.
That's...
I mean, you want Cure 4, you'll accept Cure 3 if you have to.
That's new to me.
Are you not used to item magic being shuffled? Because item magic is shuffled.
No, I am not used to that. I think that's a new thing.
Yes, item magic is shuffled. That means that all of the items that can cast magic have their spells shuffled up with all the other in-battle types of magic that you can do. So, the Heal 2 shirt that you might be, or the Heal helmet, and the Heal staff, which I think actually just cast Heal 1. Those ones are going to have their spells swapped in, for example, and you could end up with a Cure 4 on one of them. You could end up with Nuke or Fire 3. You can also end up with things like Alit and Lamp. So the spells are mixed up, and sometimes you get some really good stuff, and sometimes you get some really bad stuff, but in the long run, it's certainly spicy and interesting. Looks like we had a report from MG Weirdo that the crystal was in Marsh while I was explaining that. So that's nice to have. That's one more turn-in they can do right now. Bump their experience up and see what the crazy old blind lady might have over in her cave. Thing was just a little bit ahead of Caleb right here, but he didn't check the top, and it's going to be a question about whether or not he decides he wants to check the top. There's a couple treasure chests he's not going to know about until he goes up there, but he may be willing to orphan them just based upon like how fast he's trying to go and the assumption that chest density just isn't worth it.
Yeah, Marsh. They're both checking the lock chest in Marsh because they have the key. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get this out
that
of the
is
way.
not an incentivized location in this.
No.
In this spike set today.
No, but when you have it and there's a bunch of chests down here, you don't want it to be the orphaned one, that one loose item that you didn't bother going for. Plus, you also get to check now for what these randomized. Those hurt. You get ouch. You get to check now to see what the randomized encounters are on these encounter tiles, and what, for instance, you get a Gurpy that decides to back row your Black Mage. That sucks.
Yeah, no access to life, just yet to revive him.
Yeah, but I mean, if he doesn't see anything worthwhile down here, I'm assuming he's just gonna reset out anyway.
Excalibur.
Which doesn't help either of these parties.
No, it does not.
Depending upon what they're running...
Oh, double worm.
I mean, again, it's a very nice encounter to find when you're actually ready to start grinding. At this point, though, like, I don't know that they're going to bother trying to walk this out. Like, the experience might be nice, but is it that nice, and is it worth the effort? That's a question. Plus, he's got to be running low on charges at this point.
Yeah. Probably if they can't find anything better, it'd probably be worthwhile, but I don't see them coming back here for that one.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is, I know that the black belt is here, but not everyone likes running a black belt. If any of our people decided that, like, running over an SRL, that they didn't want to keep the black belt and they were just going to let it flop against the ground and run a fighter or instead, that Axcal is going to come in handy for them. Of course, with the way that this seed is working out, I think black belt might have been the better option, but we'll see.
Yeah. Black belt is definitely one of the better physical classes, and it's the magic tank of the team.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to keep it a black belt for a little while.
Yeah, we don't have the magic defense fixes on right now. Traditionally, we don't tend to play with those normally. But what that would do is invert the magic defense of the black belt and the master, which, like, for some reason in the game, the black belt earns magic defense much higher than his upgraded master form, so the master really isn't an upgrade for the black belt. It's one of those weird things about this game, because, you know, this game was programmed very well. So, we don't have that fix on, so if you're gonna rock a black belt, you want to rock the black belt.
Speaking of rocks, we're 4 rock golems. Oh, and they completely take out one of Dangwoo's red mages.
I don't know if that's a bad thing, though. Honestly, I mean, you got some charges, you've got some save items, you want to really just get your black belt up. If you're gonna grind, honestly, losing one of your red mages to that is not a terrible idea. He's got his black belt still standing, but he's done. He's moving on.
I don't even think he fought Astos.
He doesn't have crown, so he can't.
Ah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, you forget when you haven't played this in months.
Yeah. That's okay. But yeah, no, I mean, he just went in there because he has the key, and they want to try and get that loose item out of the way right now. If they haven't checked the Dwarf Cave yet, they might just be holding off on it until they find out if they're going to get the TNT or the Adamant, because that Dwarf Cave is a long walk, but their treasury is very rich.
So I would just assume Caleb's gonna go check Matoya, obviously.
Yeah, he's gonna do the Matoya check after he maybe goes and gets a little more heal pots and some saving items.
There's soft sold here, obviously. He's gonna get a pack of those as well.
Couple packs I would do. Like, he's got the money, buy 2 stacks. Don't live a little. Don't sell yourself short.
I'd be fairly conservative. If it's just on the Great Imps and they're not that only in one region of the world, I just get like maybe 20.
Usually I will buy 2 stacks of Piers and 2 stacks of softs when I have the cash, and at 133, those softs are cheap, and he had like over 40 grand. Just because on the off chance you run into something later that has some sort of stoning ability, the last thing that you want to do is be caught with your pants down and no soft potions to take care of it.
Yeah, my counter-argument to that is he knows that there are pro rings available, and they're not exactly the most expensive thing. They're less than 5,000 apiece.
I don't want to have to stop into a town to buy them again. When I see them and I got the money, I'm going to get them out of the way right now, but that's me. I'm lazy. The less I have to go back and buy later, the better, I feel.
I mean, once they find the canoe, they'll have access to the airship, and they can go back whenever they want, and it wouldn't be that much of a detour.
No, but it's one of those optimization things. The less times you have to walk into the town, there's the tail that no one wants. So that kind of sucks. It's starting to look more and more like that loose item is going to be an item they need. That's not fun. I mean, it's fun for us, but... On the flip side, even if it doesn't help them right now, it is like another key item, which means another 10% experience, which means they're going to be earning that much more for every encounter. Their black belts will get beefier and beefier.
And eventually, when they get to that point where they can switch over, the wizards the Red Wizards can learn that life spell to keep the party alive before the Tower of Fiends were visited.
Yeah, when he finally does it, he won't do it anytime soon, of course.
Yeah, but right now, there's no way they're going to be upgrading anytime soon. Not until they get the black belt up.
MG Weirdo in chat was asking a very important question. Is the canal free? As in, is it given to the players ahead of time? Yes, the canal, the bridge, and the ship all came free with this seed. And that's an important distinction to note, because the experience is not just 2.5 times plus however much we're getting per pack. But it's also, those 3 count as key items towards their total, so they already started with a 30% bonus on top.
Caleb, not exactly going the way I thought they'd go, actually. Of course, I'm inexperienced.
He's making it out. He's got stuff to do.
I figured he would pay a visit to the dwarves with that key. There's a lot of items there. Arluse could be there.
It may be, but I fully expect that right now he's like, I'll get TNT or Adamant and I can do those 2 checks at once. Like, Crescent Lake's a good call because there's a free item over here, and then he may just think that maybe he needs to go to Onrak if the store item isn't here and go buy the store item from Onrak. Otherwise, it means that it's over at Gaia at that point, and no one wants that.
Yeah. At least it's not over at 11-ish.
Teflon asking in chat, how many incentives are there in this pool right now? With the number of locations we have and the number of bonus treasures we put into the pool, including not just that tail, but also the Maza, a ribbon, I think the opal, if I'm not mistaken. That actually puts us at a count of 1 loose item among all the various locations and people they can go and check. So what they're hoping is that Maza or opal or ribbon is loose. Well, really, they want the ribbon. Really, they want Maza. Really, they want opal. They were hoping tail was
haste and temper.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately not the best spot for them.
No, you really hate Sync Fast and Temper at the same level, and at a level where you're not going to get a ton of charges. That sucks. That's just awful. By the way, in case anyone's wondering, Czar rolled this, so this is a Zardia production. Thank him for that.
Oh, Fade is level 6 too.
Yeah, ideally for them, what they were really hoping was that Ruby or Tail was going to be the loose so that they could get the good treasures while they were doing their turn-ins. So right now, since they already have Tail, what they're really hoping for is that Ruby. Hey, Wolflink, do you know why these old men don't seem to be standing in a circle?
Because we have the shovel, because they have the confused old men flag on, and we found the canoe there!
Nice! That is helpful. That opens up a lot. That, first off, gives them the floater to turn in, as you know, and turning in the floater means what?
The airship.
Yes! And then, of course, with that canoe, that opens up the waterfall, That opens up ordeals. That gives them a bunch more checks they can do without having to worry about, what that one loose item might be. So that was a vanilla canoe, was it not?
Yep. And we have the herb at the Sarda item.
It's getting smoky over here in Sarda's cave. Sarda had the herb. He has. Everyone wants to know he has a prescription for it. It's fine.
Now, something I was gonna mention is with the black mages and the fact that both of them are running. Oh, they're running. No, they're both running 2 red mages. Never mind. I was thinking with if the black mage, there were 2 black mages. One could be dedicated to fast, and the other one could be dedicated to temper. But that's not the case with these 2.
Yeah, what the hope is that one of those 2 spells is purchasable once he class changes, if it's not purchasable now, which I don't think it was. And then he can get those spells on his red mage. I would just buy both of them on all 3 of his wizards, if he can. And then, that way, no matter what, he's got charges of it. Better to have the coverage than to run out of it on one of them.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dangwu walked a little bit to the south before entering, during Stay Warm and entering Ice Cave. Can you explain what he was doing there?
I believe he was burning off an encounter after a power cycle. The encounter table is randomized, and right now it looks like there's an early encounter on the pool that they want to burn off so that they can get a nice long hero run when they go into the caves of their choice. And I believe that was a TNT they got by doing the warp trick right there.
Yep. Meanwhile, we're seeing, I believe this is Gaia on Kayla's part. He found the bottle somewhere. Or no, this is free, isn't it?
No, this is not free. He did find the bottle somewhere. I missed where that was, although I'm sure chat will be able to tell us. I also know it's not marked off, so it must have been from one of the turn-ins. Maybe it was the herb turn-in?
Oh, it was the shop turn-in.
Vendor item in Gaia. Oh, when he went to vendor. There we go. Okay. Yeah.
So the shop item was in Gaia, and it unlocks the fairy in Gaia, so that was a free 20% right there for the terms of experience.
I mean, yeah, no, that was pretty easy. Just, like, turn in, wander over, you get it done, all in one move. It's about the best placement for the bottle you could think of.
Now we're seeing the Dwarf Cave.
Hooray! Getting his adamant.
And the adamant comes into the rod. We have a Brock sword. And a Tyro sighting.
That is interesting. Brack sword, I like that. This is also a good encounter to have on a table so long as Tyro doesn't have too much. Tyro doesn't seem to have too much. Nice steak and wings grind platter right there. I like that. Can you just give me the endless steak and wings, please? I believe that means we're getting served by Ponderosa or Sizzler here, because endless steak and wings. That is their specialty, if I'm not mistaken.
So Caleb did full clear the dwarves, turning in the adamant, but doesn't have the TNT, so will not be able to check the canal quest turn-in?
He will not. Similarly, if Dengwu decides to turn in the TNT right now that he has from Ice Cave, he doesn't yet have the Gaia bottle, so he doesn't have the adamant, which means he'll have to do one of 2 checks and then dip back in if that's his next move. So it's kind of interesting that they both potentially could take different paths to end up at the same location with different items.
Yeah. Although there is a little bit of a difference here. For Dangwu, he'll only have to walk a little bit into the Dwarf Cave. With Caleb, he'll have to walk all the way to the bottom again.
Thunder noting that Dangwu didn't fully clear all of Ice Cave, and noting that he didn't do that. It may just be as simple as the fact that he's just counting that the loose item that they're looking for is still going to be something he doesn't really need with the black belt, and then that's that. So,
and we got a fetch quest. The TNT turn in for the crown. So no matter which way you win, TNT or the adamant, you got 20%. Although I think it turns into 30% plus a boss fight, because you're gonna go fight Astos.
Yep. it's a nice turn-in to have either way that they do it. They both got something good for their progression. They're both going to have to go and do the other side of it at this point as well, because there's just not enough loose in the pool to avoid checks
Oh,
like
the Masa
this.
Moon!
Oh.
Now, wait a minute!
Well, that's going to make his black belt better.
When did they get the Oxio? Dengwu has the Oxio.
Oxiel was a turn-in, I believe, from Matoya. I don't know. I'll double-check with the tracker and see if they have it. No, but
Oxio was
okay.
the herb turn-in.
There you go.
Okay.
This game is moving really fast at this point. It is sometimes hard to keep up with the details, but Dengwu is here for this rock goal fight. I believe he did this one earlier, so this is honestly his grind at this point. I think he's trying to get this out of the way right now. And with 4 people alive, the number of key items he has, that was already 6,000 gold. That is sick. That is just sick.
Yeah,
and they're
this is a good
really
place to
strong.
grind as well.
Oh,
Looks like.
lovely.
So, looking to go to level, what, 32 of this party?
He'll probably take most of these guys up to low to mid-20s because he wants to try and get enough health on the Black Mage to have them survive Topher in case there's a nuke roll or something. Then I wouldn't be surprised if he flattens at least a couple of them, but with the exit that's right nearby, I wouldn't be surprised if he flattens, honestly, all of them. He's letting those red mages take the fall as it is. Yeah, not even bothering to cure them. So I think at some point we're going to get a solo, and he might do 32. I think 42 is too much for this particular set of scaling, because I think the bosses only go up to like 166, 175 without clamps. So,
Check that.
yeah, I'd be surprised if he goes much past 32, especially since he's going to continue earning levels as he goes. Opal O over at Ordeals, so that means that all that is left in the pool at this point is the ribbon and the ruby that are items that they can live without. If either of those happen to be the loose, they're golden.
Yeah. And bosses can only go up to 160%, so yeah. Definitely gonna... 42 would definitely overkill. I'd say go 32, class change, and go get life, and then romp, really. Just get all the crystals lit up.
Yeah, it's not a bad plan. Certainly
but are
not
they
a bad plan.
But are they missing anything for that, though? Dengwu's missing
What
the
I'm
rod,
looking
I
at-
think.
Well, one of them's missing the rod, because that was a turn-in, I believe, from the adamant. They're both missing the chime. The only thing they need at this point for go mode between them is chime. As soon as they have that, they're set to roll. Unfortunately, it's looking more and more likely that chime is the loose item. Hype's will be discussing with us in chat about whether or not to go to 38 for the black belt grind, and whatever your thought of this might be. I mean, if you think 38 is what you're going to need for chaos, you can still get that by taking your black belt to 32 right now, because honestly, you're going to keep getting levels as you're fighting your way through the go mode dungeons. You'll just get them off the bosses, if nothing else. I think long run, it's just for the best. Just go to 32 and then see what happens. Roll those dice. Roll them bones.
Caleb checking the Cardia Isles.
It's not a bad call. No, he's going to do his tail turn in, I think, which is interesting. I'm wondering if he's going to keep his head.
Oh, he went to one. He went to one of the loot islands first.
Yeah, but he's at Tail Island at this point. There's nothing else here except Tail. So at this point, I'm thinking, because he's not going to want to power up a black belt that has no magic defense, he's going to be rolling a no black belt 3-party mage seed. That is interesting. I like it.
I can see that.
Well, he's going to get his life spell now whenever he wants it. That's cool for him. Meanwhile, Dengwu is down to 3 goals or 2 characters, 3 goals. He's trying to get himself. There he go. Wow, the rock goal can't even hit that red mage at this point. Come on, rock goal, bring it to us.
There he goes.
Caleb going around picking up the last of the spells he wanted, making sure he's all set to roll now that he has some money. Money.
And now it's a solo black belt grind for Dengwu.
Yep, that was what he wanted. He was hoping that the Rock Goal would take out that Red Mage. There's no other reason why he would have left that Red Mage standing at 20 health. He just wanted them gone, but he do it as slowly as he had to. Yeah, at this point, he's just going to rock this to at least 32 and see where it takes him. And that's 1200 from just a, what was it, a 3 rock goal pack? That is epically nice.
Both locks at level 5. Gonna get some quad X's for the party.
I mean, if you got both locks at it, you try and get lock 2, and if lock 2 is blocked to your red mage, you try and get lock 1. But get whichever one you can and get the better one if they're both at the same level if you're able to. You don't need, both. No reason.
Exit available.
Yep, at level 5. Dengwu was already done with his grind. He is moving on now. I didn't get to see what level he was at, but he's going to be pretty close to 32 at this point.
Chose not to take the exit, though, looks like. Might have been a lower slot, and... Oh, yeah, we had Zolza Melwin on, by the way.
Oh, yeah. But it's a good grind spot depending on when you get to it, even at this level.
Oh, there we go. There's some gold bracelets there for his mages.
Get a couple. Why not?
And I think, going back to earlier in the run, I think Caleb choosing to go 3 mage comp for this is in part due to the Great Imps? If you can believe me.
And you say that because?
So, the Great Imp stoned the black belt, so the whole time he was in Marsh Cave, that black belt didn't get any experience. So it was definitely falling behind.
He was, but it doesn't take long on a grind to get your black belt up. At the amount of experience he was getting, he would have gotten that black belt caught up pretty quick.
Yeah. Alright, so this will be for the TNT, which will lead to the crown, which will lead to...
It's gonna get them Rod one way or another, I think. Oh no, this is Caleb doing this. This will get him... Not Oxyel, crown to... something.
Masamu.
No. Mazo, that's right. That's why I'm not singing on the... Ugh, my brain tonight, I tell you. We have procedurally generated waterfall given Dengwu fits, and he's already sailing... Oh no, he was burning, that's right. Up led nowhere, he's trying down now, going to go see where that path is. If you're not used to this, procedurally generated waterfall is one of 3 procedurally generated floors we have, as Dengwu finds the room in question.
And unlocked by fires.
Mm-hmm. That's not so bad with the nukes he has, honestly. But yeah, we have 3 floors that are procedurally generated. That means they are actually fully randomized floors that are going to look different each time you roll the seed. Waterfall, as well as Earth 1 and Earth 2. Now, Earth 1 and Earth 2 are buggy. Those are still very much an alpha, but Waterfall always seems to work at this point.
There's the chime!
Yup. That's what he needed. As soon as he goes and does the Adamant round of quests, he is going to be in go mode and ready to roll. But right now, he could just go to Sky if he wanted to.
But in order to get the Adamant, No, he still needs the Oxio! Or no, not the Oxio. Oh, he still needs to go to Gaia.
Gaia's missing. He'll do that soon, I'm sure. As long as he has decided to check chests right now, this is going to put him in effective go mode. He just doesn't know it yet. Not even checking the shop there. I'm hoping he did that earlier, just so he knows what's there.
Looks like this is going to be going down to see Kraken.
I mean, he was here. This is the perfect time to do it. He's already got a hero capable of taking out Kraken like it's nothing. So go down, whack the crack, move on with your life. Easy enough.
Actually, isn't this the way of the mermaids?
No, he went left, so he's on his way to Kraken.
Okay.
We have people in chat discussing what the loose might be. There's a couple different options for what loose could still lead to, but it's looking at this point like more than likely it's going to be something like Slab to Ruby to the Ribbon. There's just not that much left that can do anything. Or actually, Ruby could be the loose and Slab could lead to Ribbon, or Slap Cleave to Ruby, which leads to nothing, and Ribbon can be loose. Honestly, it's not worth the trouble of trying to track it down.
The point is, we're pretty much in no mode at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're in no mode, they're not, but as soon as they each do the thing that the other person was looking to do, they're gonna be full.
Now, there's still, of course, they want to find the ribbon, obviously.
Thing is,
well,
ribbon, if you...
Ideally, they would want to find the ribbon. Let's just put it that way, instead.
Yeah, with an unequipped black belt, you know... Yes. Because that's the thing about the black belt. The black belt is going to have defense equal to whatever he has equipped, unless he has nothing equipped. Then he has defense equal to his level. So at the level that Dengwu's Czar black belt is at, there's honestly no reason for him to wear a ribbon. He's going to be better off without.
Yeah.
That's especially true if his black belt eventually ends up growing into the 40s, because at that point, even an opal bracelet on him is just not worth it.
Oh, Quadagamas.
That is a lovely, lovely grind tile. He's already gotten his grind, though, so not really much reason to be here, but take it while you can.
Oh, a Pro Cape.
Nice to find. One more piece of armor for his various people. Certainly never going to complain about that.
Indeed, that is the equivalent of a mage having a shield.
Yeah, Thunderclot in chat saying he'd go with a no ribbon and Topher on a 32 black belt, and I have to agree. At a certain point, you just be like, you know what, my build-out is my build-out, and I'm going to try and risk it for the biscuit at this point.
I think Caleb's about to be in go mode, though.
He will. That is gonna make his effective go mode at that point, and then... Yeah, double checking his stuff. He's got everything he needs at this point. Unless he's desperate for that ribbon, he just needs to go, go, go. Papa Boy's asking in chat what the goal of this seed is. Although it might be called the Lich Farm, we are looking to kill Chaos. Every one of the Platypus seeds is going to be looking to kill Chaos.
Yeah, the name like I was alluding to earlier, because I figured it out. It's basically a reference to Mario Kart, and oh geez, 2 stoned at party members for Dengwu. That's not good.
No, no! Oh god. Just get out of there.
Oh, he has pures, he's fine.
He does, warp. But he decides to warp off that. I can't blame him for that.
I don't blame him either. That's actually very smart for him. It wastes the warp charge, but then again, he's gonna go fight a Kraken here in a moment anyway.
I think, yeah, as MG Weirdo says in chat, that was a veteran move right there. Don't care about the charge I'm wasting, just get out of there. That's amazing. Love it. Love it.
Alright, Kraken fight about to begin. As soon as we get past this Great Shark.
Now bear in mind, Czar right now doesn't have that rod, which is the last thing that he needs to be in go mode. But it's also doesn't feel like he's really far behind, because he's basically been go-moding everything, assuming that the item he needs is where it's just going to be, everything he needs is going to be in the pool, and he's not going to have to look for that loose. So, while Caleb is in go mode, and Dengwu is quote-unquote going, they're both basically in go mode at this point, because they're both acting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dengwu is indeed in go mode.
He just doesn't know it yet. He's doing it.
I don't know where he got Czar from, but...
Wow, that was
probably still... Oh, wait.
I didn't even see him.
That Kraken, I think, killed... Yeah, one of the red missions down.
Yeah, but the black belt was standing, and all we had was a good bunch of squashed calamari. Dengwu, what are you doing? As long as spells, don't go into that dungeon again. There you go. Walk away. There you go. Good man.
Now he needs to get the Gaia.
He forgot he parked up by the desert shop. He is going to probably go do Ordeals now if he hasn't already. And then he's going to go wander off to Gaia. and then he'll be in his go mode, and he'll be a head camper. Go check Gaia. No, wait. Okay, he's doing the ordeals. He's good. This will net him his Opal bracelet, which he doesn't. He's gonna get his Opal. He doesn't really need it, but he's not gonna hate to have it.
I mean, he won the red mages a little bit alive for that, make him slightly tanky.
We got people saying, why is he going to ordeals first over in chat? Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know if the bottle's going to be in Gaia, and that he's going to be able to do a one-circuit turn-in. I can't necessarily blame him for this. We just know it's not actually the best routing play he can make.
Yeah.
Like,
the
fully
bottle,
understandable.
He doesn't know where the bottle is at this point in time, but we know the bottle is currently being sold in Gaia, and the fairy has...
process of elimination, he knows that the item he needs is in Gaia. But I can't necessarily blame him, because that's also a long walk, and there's a bunch of treasures here he could get in the process if that's something he cares about. Maybe find a ribbon in the process. So...
which, unfortunately, we know it's not here.
That was some very nice movement by Dangwudek right there, realizing how far back that loop had taken him, warping all the way back to it, so that he could then upper switch off and move on towards the stairs. I would call that a veteran move. That was well done, Dangwud.
Indeed.
So far, he's not really bleeding time to Caleb, because he's at least doing checks that Caleb has already done. They're still on equal footing. Thunderclad calling that in chat a platypus move. That's more of a waddle.
Alright.
I think he's trying to decide whether or not
Kraken.
He's really trying to decide whether or not that was worth it, and then long run he decides it is, because it gives
him...
Well, that hurts, but Brack takes care of that.
That was 10 hits for 664 damage, or at least...
Oh! And then another attack after that, but he's fine. Yeah, that was pretty rough for Kraken. Kraken gave him the business.
A question in chat, are the parties forced? Just the first slot when there's tonight was the black belt.
Mm-hmm. So basically, everyone that you see, well, the two people you see here, and then everyone that's over gonna be in SRL probably is gonna be rock and black belt strats, just because the game decided to make that choice for them.
Yeah, Caleb is actually taking a fairly interesting route, as we've been saying, foregoing the black belt and focusing purely on the mages.
Mm-hmm. But it's a Caleb strat. Caleb likes to run. I've seen him do that several times on the road to SG Live, which we're using the layout for, even though this isn't a official road to SG Live match. But he likes this 3-man, and I think you are correct, because his black belt kept getting the business early on. At this point, the decision was made for him, and he's just going to try and rock it with these red mages here.
Yeah.
He's got the nuke charges. I can't say it's entirely a bad idea. And with that Mazamoon, yeah, why not? Why not?
And at this point, I'd say Caleb is ahead of Dangmu, although not by much, as he just has to turn in that adamant to go get the rod, and he'll be in go mode as well. But Caleb's already ascending in the tower.
Gregory Puff asking in chat if there's 1 or 2 forced, and it is just the 1. So that's all he has to worry about. What were you owing about?
Radiant Trap Tile?
Yeah,
that could have been very bad if that was unrunnable. But thankfully it was.
They are everywhere. See that you were saying, oh, it's just the Grams, we don't have to worry about them. I think they want to rub that in your face right there.
And with that, Dangmu is now in go mode. Almost said sorry.
Uh-huh.
Now, we're in the tower.
Yes.
And we have so our favorite little robot.
Yes.
Coming up here in a little bit.
Yes.
And he's required.
You say it like that's a bad thing somehow.
Well, let's see how the Triple Mage Comp can deal with Warmech here.
I mean, he's got a 32. Well, one of the he might be in for a little bit of pain. Danglu's got a 32 black belt, and the scaling on these monsters is not all that bad. It's like I would take the Warmech even if he was just patrolling and I had to go search him out. Sometimes you just want that sweet, sweet experience from that robot chicken. Yeah, real Nelly Russ over in chat is praying for a Warmech. Well, you're gonna get to see him because no matter what, that Warmech is happening.
Yeah, we have to fight Warmech before we can take on Tiamat.
So Caleb's gonna go do Sky. Dangwoo, meanwhile, is taking care of Earth. And Caleb has the tougher proposition, I think, because he's got to try and see if his Red Mage party can get past that Warmech.
Alright.
On to the Bridge of Destiny. Highest encounter rate in the game. And Caleb wisely healing up.
Yeah,
meanwhile,
these guys are no jokes.
I was gonna say, Dangwoo having trouble getting away from this undead party. Show us that resistance. Show us how futile it is. Come on, Robot Chicken.
Unrunnable Wizards for Dangwoo. Has to waste a nuke charge on him. But we're late enough. That's a minor thing.
Yeah, he could have punched them down if he wanted to. He just didn't want it. He didn't want it hard enough.
And here we go. Warmech and Vampire at the same time. One fight's gonna take nothing.
Oh, that's a fabulously pink Warmech right there.
Indeed. Casting Wall. Starting with a Lit 2.
Chip damage right there, nothing to worry about. Gets it out. Gonna start invising. That is a smart move right there. He's got the Opal on. That might help to defend against whatever punch is coming. Thunder comes out. Magic defense on the 2 reds is still good. Don't have to worry about that. Keep churning.
Oh, there's the hit, though.
Meanwhile, Lich is on the other side, the mascot of Lich Farm. And with only one hero remaining, Caleb has gotten his Red Mage through that Robot Chicken fight. And he has a 33 Red Mage. Meanwhile, Lich is a puff of dust.
Alright. In terms of crystal count, Dangwoo is taking the lead, but still has to climb the tower himself. It looks like he's heading to Volcano next.
Yeah, he has the lead, but it's only effective because right now, Tiamat is already dead, and Caleb has moved on as well, so they are back to being tied, and I think Caleb took care of one of the longer dungeons to get through.
Yeah. We'll see how their routes converge when he gets to Tower of Fiends revisited.
It's gonna be close, one way or another. And I would still give the edge, all things considered, to Dangwoo here, just because he doesn't have to worry about his charge count for nukes and everything else. He doesn't have to stress as much about whether or not the Red Mage can crank out the damage. He's got a one-punch man right here, who's going to be able to handle all this no problem.
Indeed. And you can see that, if you're new here, he's running on the damage tiles. That's on purpose, because the damage tiles actually don't have encounters on them. But it is lowering his team's health. So we'll need to heal her carry.
His team has enough. Alright, and with some heal 3s, he definitely has enough. Alright. Cool. Ooh, going the rarely seen down then over strats. Dangwoo, you're a madman. Putting that fast on that black belt, even though it's probably not necessary.
Oh! Blaze.
Ow. I think that hurts, but, black belt didn't care.
And it looks like Kara rolled a little high, survived 2 nukes.
Well, yeah, and then we got Squish Snake, and that's all she wrote right there.
Alright, so all Dangwoo has to do is climb the tower, fight Vormech, fight Tiamat, and then we have a Tower of Fiends.
So Danglu is up a crystal, but Caleb is hot on his tail. And as Chad is noting, just like I did, Danglu has the longest dungeon yet to do because of that forced war mech. He is in a position where he can bleed some time to Caleb at this point, and we might actually get into Topher right around a statistical tie.
Yeah.
We are going to see at this point.
Dangwu has the minor advantage of having that buffed up black belt, and we saw that the opening attacks from Warmech, if he still follows that same aim script, and the creatives are running.
Yeah. They are definitely morale broken at this point. Thing is, Warmech isn't necessarily going to open with those skills. Just because he has them doesn't mean he's always going to use them. So there's a chance Dangwu's going to be perfectly safe for the first couple rounds. There's also a chance, though, Warmech can double tap his One Punch Man, and then he's in dire straits at that point. It'll be interesting to see.
Gets it with another Scorch on the way out. And Carry is down, tying up the crystal count. Earth Crystal left the light for Caleb. Dangwu still needs to light the Fire Crystal. Or the Wind Crystal. Air Crystal, I don't know.
Crabcakes and Thunder are debating with us whether or not Sky is actually going to be a slower dungeon, and I think it really comes down to the unrunnable Warmech and what they're going to be encountering on their way. Because the thing to remember is that Caleb was in Sky before Dangwu made it to Earth. Dangwu was out of Earth before Caleb made it out of Sky. In a one-by-one comparison, it felt like Sky was slower. However, Dangwu is just absolutely destroying everything in his path, so maybe not.
Putting a wall on the page. Does cast... Gets physically hit.
Warmech comes out swinging, but the Red Mage is still standing. That's nice to see. That means that the Red Mage might survive. One of the Red Mages is more than likely going to survive past this round, and if Warmech, who we saw didn't have that much health, survives this, I will be surprised.
The two, down goes one of the Red Mages.
Chip damage, it's fine. Another 582, and Warmech is dead. That is that. That is some nice experience right there. Doesn't even bother raising the other Red Mage from the looks of it. Oh, wait. Nope.
He hasn't class changed, he doesn't have life 1.
Oh, well, yeah, because he didn't class change.
He's gonna attempt Lock, I believe.
Well, Lock is a good spell. Lock is basically like inverse fast. It slows down the boss and their high evade, as opposed to speeding up the number of hits you get. Lock is a great spell, and if I don't have fast, it's a must-buy for me. It's a must-buy for me even when I have fast, because sometimes it can help to save me fast charges on a lower-level boss that I don't need to worry about. Like, Lich 2 or Carry 2, or anything that's not Kraken and above.
Whew. 16 hits on that boss.
Yeah, he is Fists of Flurry right there.
And down goes the Lich. Or not a Lich, it's Tiamat. Derp! But onwards!
Black Mage.
2 Tower Fiends.
Yeah, Black Mage kill stole there, took it out with the nuke. Got to have all the glory all to himself.
So we'll probably revive his other Red Mage.
Presumably. He wants the body, if nothing else. Is he gonna go class? Now he's class changing.
I believe at this point the Master gains extra hits.
I don't think there's any difference between them except for the magic defense. And he's got enough magic defense at this point. The difference of 1 point versus 4 points is negligible for the number of levels he's going to get left.
Oh, he's getting... Oh, I know what he's doing. He's getting it for... He's getting it for that life 1.
That's all he cares about is life 1. There's no benefit to him otherwise. If life 1 was learnable any other way, he wouldn't even bother with this. Because it's about a 1 minute walk or so to go there. It's not worth his time if it wasn't for light.
Earth Crystal's done. And this little detour has let Caleb take the lead. But can he
Yep, having
survive
to do
the
that
trip
life spell.
down?
Yep. That's the problem. See, that's the thing. If he didn't have to do this to get his life spells, he would be in golden shape. But unfortunately, he had to take the time to do this. So it bled a little time to Caleb, and Caleb was going to get in there, probably about 15 seconds or so ahead. Nope, wait, if he's doing more shopping, it's going to be even longer than that.
Yeah, because now that he wants to have his armor for the Master.
I guess he really wants Fade, too. That's interesting. I don't know if that's a must-buy for me at this point. He's got Nuke.
Probably wants it as a secondary source in case he runs out of chargers. Couple of fast from the red mages as well.
That's not a great move in my opinion. He's bleeding time. He needs to go.
Yeah. He's playing it safe, to which I can understand, but at the same time, you're in a race. You need to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got a 36, 38 black belt at this point. Like, except for maybe a stop for some heal potions and those life spells, there's nothing else that's worthwhile to him at this point, because everyone else is basically just a meat popsicle to stand in the way of whatever Kraken throws at you. That's it.
Alright. So Caleb already passed Phantom. His 3 mage party in tow. Zara hot on his heels.
He is. He needs to stop getting ambushed. He's got to go at this point if he wants a chance of catching up. And he can do it. His black belt being as high a level as he is and how he's going to be able to do his fights, he can do it. Doesn't have to buff nearly as much. He just needs to get...
It's with zombie dragons and Blizzard vampires instead. Now, there is, of course, a couple of walls that Caleb will have to go through. A couple of gatekeepers, as we like to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Kraken 2 is the first.
Traditionally, with the scaling that we're at, I think you're probably right. We're not really going to have to worry about Lich or Carry unless they have, like, a double nuke script or something. And even then, you're unlikely to see both of them. Caleb going for meme strat. Quake, quake, quake. Fail. Fail.
Got him.
And fell to the crack. 1 out of 3. That's also true.
Third time's the charm.
Well, and that's what Caleb needs. If he'd had to go for a second round, that would have been time spent that Dingwu was catching up.
3 Agamas and the Red Giant. I think this is unrunnable. Nope, it is runnable.
Runnable here at the very minimum. They're not really doing much of anything, and Caleb's able to get away. So he's got about a floor and a half lead right now.
The black belt coming up and awakening.
Yeah, meat shield. Good job. All you really want is that there's not a spell that immediately wipes him. You want him to be able to take a hit for you. That's it. Take it.
Two hits for 209. Nuke hits for 304.
2 hits for 36. Yeah, black belt, you tell them.
Quad X. Kills.
There you go, yeah. Erased like so much lead on a paper.
Let's do now for Czar, or Dengwu rather.
Mm-hmm. Now, as Chad is already mentioning, we have already had one winner in this race. Tarnin was over in our SRL room, and they have finished in first place with an official SRL time of 58 minutes, 40 seconds. That is a brilliant time. Tarnin in our Platypus Invitational, so this is just this practice race. Everyone was allowed to race. We do now have Kraken here. If Wolflink, you'd like to take it away.
Kraken is not a pushover here. It's hard. Those Invis 2s will help. Fire 3 to start things off.
Aw, poor black belt.
And a stun. Black Mage is currently unusable. But very weak on the defense. 301 from a 7-hit boss of him. That's it for Kraken 2.
That puts Dangwoo about a floor behind right now, although he is quick catching up right here, with Caleb having to do healing as he goes along. Meanwhile, we also just saw that Ale, Mark N, finished in second place on the SRL leaderboard with a time of 59 minutes, 46 seconds. GG to Ale.
Team at 2 time.
Yep, that was a short floor.
Oh!
They definitely...
That's not good. 3 hits for 88 damage.
Ooh,
And he is
that's
fast.
not good at all. Gonna have to start
He's got
tempering that
we
one.
got a high absorb Tiamat here.
Yeah. And they are now about to be in the same fight. Woo! Spicy!
Lit 3.
Looks like a fast a temper and a lock. That is going to
You guys
help
see down?
a lot. So that takes care of Tiamat for Caleb, but he gets caught by
Unrunnable
the
encounter. 16 hits for like 420 damage for Tiamat.
Much better. And a round of nukes are coming out there.
That's
Takes
it.
Tiamat out. Dangwoo
And
is
the
just a
same
few
encounter.
steps
The
behind.
same encounter.
Yeah, they're on the same encounter table. Caleb is just seconds ahead at this point.
This is going to come down to chaos here on the race. This is really close. I think Dangwoo has a minor advantage though with the black belt adding damage.
It is a minor advantage. He has been catching up this whole time. It's just how long does he spend on his healing? That is the question.
Just using heal 3s. That's going to be
Yeah,
quick.
he needs to get through this. Move his guy, go in, like 5 seconds behind. Come on, Dangwoo, there you go, come on.
8 hits, 990 damage. High absorb on this is chaos. 257 hit, 257, 7 hits.
Cure 4! Ouch! All that work he just did, gone.
The DPS is on Dangwoo's side, though.
It is. Ooh, took a nasty crack right there.
Alright, next major hit coming up here.
16 hits for 500. There's that Cure 4. This is an advantage Caleb right here because Dangwoo was not able to finish it there.
Nukes hitting for about 170. There it is!
Woo!
Caleb finishes our race here. Cure 4 coming through. This was very close.
That was impressive. Caleb finishing in 4th place because St.
And there's... Oh, wait.
Nope, not yet.
Screen.
St. Jester did squeak in for an official SRL time of 1 hour, 1 minute, 30 seconds.
There it is. There's Dangwoo's finish.
Yep. Rafe took it for 4th place with 1 hour, 2 minutes, 32. And then Dangwoo squeaked in right behind 1 hour, 2 minutes, 54 seconds. GG's to Caleb and Dangwoo.
This was a 20-second difference. That was really well done. It came right down to it. And Dangwoo picked up those safeties. If he went all in, would have won the race here on the restream.
Potentially, yeah.
But he did an excellent job catching up. It just came down to that Cure 4 on Chaos. If he didn't have that, I think the DPS on Dangwoo would have been enough to tip it over to the scale. Let's get these two in for an interview, shall we?
I'm trying. Gonna see how they're doing. Gotta invite them and all that.
I mean, we're on speed gaming. Doesn't... Never mind.
Should get an auto invite, but just in case. Caleb, GG's on that one. That was hard fought for you.
Yes, we're also joined by Dangwoo GG's as well. A 20-second difference here. And really, it came down to something interesting on both fronts. Caleb, you went with a full mage comp. You ignored the black belt. And... fair enough. And Dangwoo actually finished lighting his crystals ahead of you but chose to go around and do a little shopping before heading into the Tower of Temple he's revisited. And that's giving you a small lead. A lead he was actually catching you up on quite a bit. You were both in chaos within like 5 seconds. It came down to the fight.
He cast it. Yeah, like he would have probably died had he not casted that Cure 4, so I had to reset and take him on again. It was rough. He...
Yeah, that Cure 4 landed at just the right time, because I think Dangu, if you would have gotten like another round or so in there, you probably would have had him down first.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I also wasted time, because with that Cure 4, I'd already done close to 900 damage, and I'm like, okay, that's unfortunate, because I'm not really hitting big, and so I had to start casting Invis 2s, because he was kind of swinging kind of heavy, and he was hitting my black belt, and I'm like, you're a jerk, please stop. No. What are ribbons?
You found the incentivized ribbon. Neither you found the slab have either.
Yeah, I went shopping for a couple things since I went black belt, double red, black. I wanted fast. I wanted fast on my red wizards just so I have options. And then life was locked behind promotion, and so was something else. So I was like, I kind of need life just in case a back row happens or something. So
I believe you went and got Fade as well as a backup.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fade was there too. Yeah, just added damage I could toss out randomly. Why not, right?
So Caleb, I'm curious. Was that Red Mage party comp? Was that your plan, or was it just because the black belt took a dirt nap early and never recovered?
Had I thought about it, I would definitely have gone a thief in there instead of the double red black, because nobody could run for anything. Well, the problem was I grinded. I had the iron goals really, or not the iron goals, the
Rock goals.
The rock goals. And I hit them really early, but the problem was I couldn't make use of it because I couldn't run from anything. And then, like, I ran into Gur imps, and they just were like, "Oh, you got a black belt. That'd be cool. It'd be a shame if I turned them into a lawn ornament." I'm like, it's a 32 black belt. How?
I know, right?
Yeah, and that is also what happened when it was Caleb's decision as well, I believe, because on the entire on the entire trip down Marsh Cave, Caleb had a stoned black belt the entire time because of those great imps. And did not have soft to pick him back up. Which I think also led to that decision to drop the black belt and just run the full mage comp.
I mean, that's a bold move going to red mage. I mean,
was.
But I understand it though. You know, he did it and he beat me with it, which makes me sad. But you know, I think he cheats, even though it's on broadcast and everybody watched him.
I mean, this race was close regardless between you two. You could have gone either way.
Yeah, it was impressive.
I got really lucky on Kraken 2. I pulled a Caleb and decided not to stop, heal, and adjust my party. Luckily, I one-shotted Kraken 2. I was like, oh, I pulled a Caleb today. Decided not to heal up and adjust my party before her.
Yeah, and just to give you an idea how close you caught up to him, Dengmu, he was about a floor behind. You were about a floor behind. You finished off Kraken before he was done with team it, and you entered the team fight as he was nearing the end of it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing I'll even say when I'm on the commentary and stuff like that. Once the choo-choo train goes, you essentially just have to have that big of a lead to hold on to it, and I'm assuming that's kind of what he did. He was able to, and I gave him that chance with shopping. But GG to Caleb for what he did. Not a lot of runners would do what he did and pull it off like he did.
Yeah, you definitely closed the gap, though. Like,
if you had one more boss, I think you would have taken this.
Yeah, he's been. He had a 32 black belt plus. And also, he also invested in heal 3, so instead of using all the potions you were using, he was using heal 3 to get his party back up to fighting Shape for Chaos, which also gradually swung the time difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's
understandable.
Yeah, I was spamming like that. Oh my! Like, I didn't realize that the dungeon encounters were a lot less than Outer Worlds. Is that what's going on here? No, it's the same. It really felt like the dungeon encounter rate was way lower. Because, what was it? I made it off the second encounter. I made it all the way down to the bottom of Marsh and checked like 3 rooms maybe before I got an encounter. I'm like, this is really long.
Well, part of it you have to remember is that the dungeon encounter rate is different, even if they're at the same number. Because it's just that weird way that Final Fantasy handles its quote-unquote deck of cards that makes up the encounters. It's the same reason why the ocean can have like a different amount, because it's looking for different things. So, like, you can see encounters in each area, and even if the encounter rate is the same, they're going to happen at different steps, sometimes.
I didn't realize. Yeah, no, I didn't realize. I knew about the Bridge of Destiny had a different encounter rate. I didn't realize that the dungeon was completely different, considering it's not. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it was different.
Because
it was definitely way longer on that second encounter.
Mm-hmm. So you guys, we finished way early, like 45 minutes earlier than we needed to, but we may as well let Speed Gaming have this channel back at some point so we can all take a nap and get ready for Speed Gaming Live tomorrow. Most of us are traveling over there, and the marathon and the tournament starting up on Thursday. Do you guys have any final thoughts for us about this? What do you think about the seed? What do you think about the tournament coming up? Where are you guys going with this?
For me, the seed was nice, just for the pure fact that I felt like I was in better shape. There was a couple things that I wish I'd done better, but I'm getting in better Final Fantasy shape. Tarnin's a beast, clearly. Crystal Sol, along with Al Markin, that slacker of a guy that comes in and just starts crushing people. I'm excited for this weekend, though. SG Live, gonna be great. I get to hang out with Caleb and Trenton. Yeah, Caleb and Trenton. I don't know about this Dark Moon guy.
I feel like the odd one out. I'm not going to SG Live. I'll definitely be watching, though.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Cheer for Dang. I just want everybody out there, cheer for Dang. Don't cheer for that Caleb guy, okay?
Yeah, so we have our event coming up on Friday, just shy of 6 o'clock in the evening. Friday, we will be on Speed Gaming 2 as part of the marathon for our Road to SG Live flags that we were practicing for the last, couple months or so at this point? It was great. 4 months, yeah. We've been really preparing for this because we want to be good for it. So we hope all of you guys will come and check us out on Speed Gaming 2 on Friday. Of course, watch the rest of the marathon, watch the tournaments. It's going to be Speed Gaming 1, 2, and 3 for all of that. Are we good? You guys got anything else?
I do have one thing to say. Make sure to follow our 2 runners here for putting on an excellent race for us tonight, as well as my co-commentator Dark Moon, and of course our tracker behind the scenes as well.
Roggy Dog.
Yes.
Roggy!
And of course, follow Speed Gaming's Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming's 2 through 6 so you don't miss anything. The SG Live, as well as any sort of races that might be on the tertiary channels as well. But with that all being said and done, folks, I have been Wolfing0, and from all of us here at Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer, we just see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.
Wow, there was a wrap-up right there. Good night, everyone.
Good dang strats.